Hello guys! In today's video I want to go through some of the best free plugins out there that I use personally. I actually don't use that many third-party plugins, but I have a couple of ones that I've been using for a long time. If you enjoy this short little informational video, leave a like and subscribe for new videos every Monday and Friday, and let's get into it. So I want to start off with VST Eyes, aka like instrument VSTs. And the first one I want to show you is Labs. This is made by Spitfire Audio. They provide this plugin 100% free. They have a bunch of other paid products that are super high quality. So for example, you have all of these different strings. They also have this soft piano that I use a ton. This is my go-to piano. I usually put a bit of OTT on it. One thing to be wary of though is that if you go for super low or super high notes, it's gonna have like some kind of a little bit of randomness to the notes. Because you can hear it becomes sort of like a little bit offbeat. So that's the one downside with Labs, that it has this kind of randomness to the keys. I guess it's to make the piano feel more realistic, but you can't use it for like fast changing notes, etc. The settings inside of Labs are very basic. You have a huge reverb knob, but I recommend to always use reverb in the mixer instead of in the plugin itself. And here you have some sort of cryptic labels, like this is just a volume knob and this is like some sort of note velocity or something like that. But yeah, Labs overall super cool plugin. It's amazing that you can get this completely free. There are tons of sound banks on their website that are free to download for Labs. So yeah, go check that out. And they also have some like super premium sounds for cheap as well, and expensive. Next plugin I'm gonna talk about is Contact. And you're like, what the hell? Contact isn't free. It kind of is. Contact itself is actually free. It's just that the sound banks for Contact can cost you a lot of money. However, they have this complete start pack, which is completely free. The most useful thing about the free Contact version is the Contact factory selection. Here you have a small selection of their like standard preset pack or whatever. So you have this classic like Contact bass, for example. You have this jazz guitar that I've been using for a lot of years. It can sound really good with some reverb and stuff on it. Like, this just provides some organic sounds that you wouldn't get from any other free plugin. For example, this classic bass, the funk bass, the jazz guitar is probably the most useful sounds in the free Contact library. There's really no reason not to get Contact. There are a bunch of great sound banks that you can buy from Native Instruments. Moving on from VST Eyes to VSTs, aka effect plugins. First on the list is, of course, everyone's beloved OTT. OTT is a multi-band compressor. What this means is that you can sort of tweak here if you want to compress the low end, mid, and high range. But for the most part, the only knob you are going to touch is this depth knob, which basically sets how much you want to compress the thing that you're compressing, basically. So for example, if we solo out the piano and we turn off the OTT completely, here's what it sounds like. Very soft, nice piano, but if I want a little more texture to it, watch what happens when I drag this up. And obviously, you're never gonna want to put this at 100% unless you're gonna EQ out all of the noises that you don't want there. Basically, if you put the OTT up to 100% here, it's gonna bring out all of the low noises. So if you have like a sample that has like a really like low rumble to it that you can't hear normally, and then you put like a hard compressor on it, that sound is just gonna become super loud. I could make a video on compression if you want to see that. I don't know if that's interesting to you guys, but let me know down in the comments. But yeah, OTT is extremely powerful. It's great for vocals, it's great for mastering, depending on the mix. and it's free, so go get it. Next plugin on the list is the Ozone Imager. What the Ozone Imager does is that it digitally recreates a more wider sound. So if we click stereoize, a stereo imager is something that you need. You don't need to use it all the time, but I find myself using this in pretty much every project that I make. So it's free, go get it. Very good. My next plugin is going to be Spitfish. This is a de-esser. What is a de-esser? Well, it removes all the harsh consonants basically from a vocal. You don't need to use this on a vocal. You can use this on whatever you want. It just removes any harsh frequencies that are standing out from what you want to be there. So I used this in a project I was working on the other day. I'm gonna turn Spitfish off, and also I'm gonna turn the EQs off, and we'll see how the vocal sounds.
Try to be honest, I'm not good at letting down my guard, but I really want it. Before you I was running in the dark. When you said this was goodbye, that's when I realized I can't live without you.
So here, for example, you can hear that little. There are some harsh frequencies that are standing out throughout this acapella. So what you do is you EQ first. You EQ out those frequencies manually, and then you throw on a de-esser. This basically just listens the whole time, and whenever there comes a peak of a frequency that you don't want, it's going to temporarily EQ that out, basically. So you put a Spitfish on your vocal channel or whatever channel you want to use it on, and you click listen. There you can hear all of the sounds that this plugin is going to sort of tone down, and you can tweak this however you want. You can put the sense up to max, and it's gonna cut away everything that you hear, and that might be a bit too extreme in this case. It's cutting away pretty much all the high end. You can also fine-tune what frequencies it's going to be working at, so you can tune it down if you want like the more harsh mids to be taken away, or over here just for the very high frequencies. For the most part, the factory settings are pretty good. You can tweak the sense and the depth so it matches your vocal, and if your vocal is in stereo, make sure to check stereo, otherwise it's gonna keep it in mono. And you want to make sure not to cut away too much high frequencies, because it's gonna make the vocal sound really dull. So you want to be really fine with that, and Spitfish is really great. You can take it from 0 to 100 if you want to, and anywhere in between. So yeah, great free de-esser. For my next plugin, I'm going to show you D-Blue Tape Stop. This is a regular like tape stop effect. It's very basic, simple. D-Blue has a bunch of free plugins. They have this D-Blue glitch. It has basically all of their effects built into one plugin, and you can create some super glitchy sound effects with this. But what I want to show you is just a D-Blue tape stop effect. So it's one of their many free plugins. Basically you have a trigger. Once it goes over 0.5, it triggers the effect, and you have a slowdown. The lower you go, the slower it's gonna be. The higher you go, the faster it's gonna be. D-click, you don't need to touch this at all. Basically what you do is you automate the trigger, and I'm gonna put the slowdown to, I want it to go pretty fast, so I can't live without you. So I want the bass to kind of like stop here. I can't live without you. Yeah, so this has a bunch of uses. Tape stop is like a really classic effect. It's been used over and over again. And the last plugin I'm going to show you for today is Camel Crusher. I actually haven't been using this that much. I downloaded it just the other day, basically for this video, only for that purpose. But I'm really excited to start using this more, because I know this is used a ton. Distortion overall is a very useful tool that a lot of beginners don't really think about. I've been using mostly Fruity Blood Overdrive and also Fruity Wave Shaper for my distortions, but I'm going to be using Camel Crusher a lot more in the future, I think. It has some presets. Ooh. That adds a lot of transient actually. Yeah, so it has a compressor built in. It has 4 settings basically. So you have the distortion, you have a filter, compressor, and a master with a volume and mix knob. Very basic but extremely useful and good sounding plugin. So if you're like me and you've been using Wave Shaper and Blood Overdrive for your distortions, definitely check this out. I really love the compressor on this. And yeah, that's all the plugins I'm gonna show you in this video. Let me know if you found this video helpful. I wanna get some feedback, guys, so leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to do a giveaway once we reach 1,000 subscribers. If we could reach 1,000 subscribers before my birthday on May 28th, it's a long way ahead. I think we can do it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week and I'll see you on Friday.